for you. Buyers on site offering top dollar for all trades. Financing available on the spot and all credit applications accepted. See us at Danny Menho Rapid Chevrolet or DannyMenhoRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Hey golfers, have you experienced Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club? Golf Digest ranked Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club the #1 public course in South Dakota. Off Exit 17 in Spearfish, Elkhorn Ridge offers a golfing experience second to none. Play their 18-hole championship layout with your buddies. Stop into Miller Creek Pub for some drinks, or bring the family out for lunch and try out the new putting green right below Miller Creek Pub. Elkhorn Ridge Golf Club has it all. Book your next tee time at elkhornridgeresort.com.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
This isn't just the sound of a legendary Brunswick pool table. It's the sound of families about to make memories together. And while this may sound like the hum of a spa, listen closely and you'll hear backyard fun for years to come. So while Splash City's guarantee of quality sure sounds good, we know quality time sounds even better.
Who wants another burger?
Splash City, 1024 West Omaha, across from Connects in Rapid City.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
And here's what you need to know.
The season is over for Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors. He did suffer a torn ACL in yesterday's win over the Chargers, was placed on injured reserve, and yes, won't play again this season. NFL Network reports Chargers left tackle Joe Alt is expected to miss multiple weeks because of a high ankle sprain suffered yesterday against the Giants. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy didn't practice today, and neither did wide receivers Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings on the team's estimated practice report. Niners head coach Kyle Shanahan said Purdy had a setback with his toe injury following yesterday's loss to the Jaguars. His status is in question for Thursday's game against the Rams. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said Lamar Jackson couldn't have returned to yesterday's game because of his hamstring injury. We'll know more Wednesday on Jackson's status for Week 5 against the Texans. Ravens defensive lineman Nnamdi Madubuike is going to miss the rest of the year with a neck injury. Minnesota Twins parted ways with manager Rocco Baldelli after 7 seasons. Giants fired manager Bob Melvin after 2 seasons. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, you found us. We are here. We're ready. We're back on a Reaction Monday from South Dakota to the pros. Let's get after it tonight. Let's get going. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Welcome in. The Nate Brown Show is live. Fox Sports Radio across the state. South Dakota Sports Talk Show is back and ready. I'm ready to roll. Thanks for being here. Interesting weekend, right? A lot of things popping. There's a lot to discuss, from football to golf. I mean, who would have thought that? We're going to get after this thing. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Also stream us on X right now, at Nate Brown Show. So if you're on X, follow the show. Watch us live every afternoon there on X, at Nate Brown Show. YouTube channel is The Nate Brown Show. So go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You've got the show live, easy to watch on YouTube, on your smart TV, phone, computer. Also, subscribe, The Nate Brown Show. We are on YouTube. You've got us there. And Midwest Sports Plus, streaming live on the new high school sports app. Ready to go on a Monday. Let's get to it here. We're going to talk FCS. Let's look at the guest lineup. We've got Mike McFeely going to drop by from Fargo, North Dakota. Mike McFeely, columnist, covers the Bison and the FCS for Inforum.com. He's in tonight. A shock up there at the Fargo Dome with USD going up and getting pounded 51-13. We'll get some reaction on that. What does it all mean? Mike McFeely coming up from Fargo. We will go to high school sports with Jason Andera. We're over midway through the season. Now it's getting interesting. Jason Andera, his high school football highlights from the weekend that was. He's in tonight from SDPB. Brian Noah's on a Monday. I thought, hey, I got my Broncos playing tonight, so I got to get Brian Noah in for Monday Night Football and his reaction of Sunday's countdown to kick off. Brian Noah from Fox Sports Radio on tonight. And finally, Doug Ottewill covering the Broncos-Bengals, Denver tonight. Doug Ottewill, senior writer, MileHighSports.com. He is on tap. Busy Monday show. Guest lineup looks good. Let's get you on if you want to react tonight. 605-720-1067. That's our Pizza Ranch studio hotline, 605-720-1067. Your line into the program, powered by the Pizza Ranch at Brandon. Great location there. Also at East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. 2 locations in Rapid City, home of everyone's favorite buffet, your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. If you can't call us, the next best thing is text us on the Barron's Wilson text line, 605-720-1067. Barron's Wilson listener text line. One more time, 605-720-1067. How you doing? Doing all right today? Man, this is not bad. 80s in South Dakota, late September, getting ready for October, so we'll take that. You can still get some golf in and the whole thing. And speaking of golf, I didn't think I'd come at this on a Monday from the Ryder Cup, but we gotta touch on this, and we got to go big picture of what is proper behavior, proper etiquette at golf, because there's the old school guys that are saying one thing, and there's the dude bros. Which category do you fall in? The old school golf etiquette? The dude bros, we can just say whatever and do whatever at the Ryder Cup, because the Ryder Cup's different. We're yelling, we're jeering, we're heckling. So if you missed this, here's where we're at today. Ryder Cup started out, the Europeans took the lead early. Then the U.S. came back. It got pretty close to the end. Nonetheless, Europe wins the Ryder Cup. They keep the Ryder Cup, and that's the final result from the sports side. But that's not the discussion today. The discussion today was the fan behavior in New York. And I don't know, we had a premonition on this program from a listener who texted in last week. This is from a listener text. Let me grab this. This came in last week. Listener text, how many drunk New Yorkers are going to be arrested? That was, how many arrests are going to be made during the Ryder Cup? Drunk New Yorkers are the worst. That was a premonition. This is from a listener who sent this in last week. And then they live up to the billing. And one of the old school guys, 2-time U.S. Ryder Cup captain Tom Watson, has said today he was ashamed of the behavior of American fans at Bethpage Black. So what happened was a lot of jeering, a lot of heckling. It was happening during the concentration time where they're trying to putt, they're trying to swing. And the U.S. fans were heckling the European players, and they were kind of targeting Rory McIlroy, and there was an incident with his wife, and somebody threw something or something got hit, whatever you want to call it. But nonetheless, it's just wild. It was like that Phoenix Waste Management Open. It was like that, kind of, at a Ryder Cup. And then, I got to tell you guys, I'm not a golf expert. I like playing golf. I'm not good. I don't play enough. This is another life that's to come. Like, I'm trying to talk to my wife when we're finally retired that we get a house on the golf course and I can play golf and just live happily ever after. But I'm not there yet. I like golf. I follow golf. I'm not a golf expert. I'm not a snob of, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. And guys out on the golf course that think they're really cool and they're holier than thou and they're mightier than this and all of that. So I'm not that guy. But I do have to tell you, can you yell? Can you heckle? Can you do stuff like the fans were doing at the Ryder Cup? Our fans were heckling Rory McIlroy and more. And so Tom Watson, 76 years old school guy, 2-time U.S. Ryder Cup captain, apologized today. He apologized to the European team for the behavior of American fans. So let me open this up on the Nate Brown Show. Are you with the dude bros? Hey, it's fun. There's some liquor, some drinks. That's kind of what happened. It's fun. It's no big deal. Golfers are whiners. They're babies. Are you with those guys, or are you with Tom Watson, essentially, who said, your team, he's talking to the Europeans, played sensational. More importantly, I'd like to apologize for the rude and mean-spirited behavior from our American crowd at Bethpage. I'm ashamed of what happened. I got to tell you, as a golf guy, or as a guy who follows golf, I'm not a golf pro. I'm not a pro by any means. I still feel like golf, I don't care if it's the Ryder Cup or whatever it is, it can't turn into the waste management every tournament. And you guys know what I'm talking about if you follow golf at all. The Waste Management Open has just turned into a beer fest. I mean, it's just frat boy city, and it's just off the charts. It's not like a serious tournament. It's a serious party tournament. But it's almost like kind of how it started going at the Ryder Cup this past weekend. This was the storyline instead of the golf and the competition and the big players competing against each other. It's all this behavior and all this talk, which turns out to, I still feel like golf is different to me than basketball when you're yelling at somebody shooting a free throw. And I guess that's just how we watch sports. That's how I followed sports. That's how I consume sports. I see golf differently. When I'm getting ready to putt, getting ready to swing, tee off, I can't have Jimmy Lipper yelling this or yelling that. You can't have it, right? And that's what was going on. So then Rory got upset. Then the fans heckled him more. And then it just went off the charts. So you tell me if golf is different than other sports. That's what I want to do. That's the debate today, the question of the day from the national side as we start up. And then we'll get to some good football stuff tonight. Ryder Cup crowd got criticized big time for their behavior. Tom Watson apologizes today for the behavior of the American fans. Is heckling in golf totally unacceptable? That's my question of the day on the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show tonight. 605-720-1067. Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. We'll try and get you there. Also on the Barron's Wilson text line, you can text your answer to the question of the day. Is heckling in golf totally unacceptable? Okay? That's my question of the day. I want to know if you just can't heckle at all in the game of golf. That's what I want to know. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm 53, and I agree with Tom. It was embarrassing. These dumb MAGA meatheads. Just embarrassing. I'd like to apologize to the Europeans myself. It was just classless.
So you hated it. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I mean, it's embarrassing if you're, you're born in this country. It's embarrassing.
All right. I appreciate you. Thanks for getting in on that. I appreciate that perspective. He says it's embarrassing. He's with Tom Watson. By the way, I'm looking at this going, well, people have said Ryder Cups are different. That's what people are saying over the weekend. Well, Ryder Cups are a little different. The fans get a little wound up, stuff like this. But I want to know if you can heckle at all. Is it totally unacceptable? Totally unacceptable in golf at all. Because at most tournaments it is. I still see that as unacceptable to me. And you can say, well, what's the difference between basketball? Fans heckle, fans jeer, fans yell. Football, we're just off the charts. Yelling, going crazy. Yet golf, it's different. And I don't know. My explanation for you is it's just different. If you know golf, it's just different. So these guys were getting after Rory and everybody else and yelling and doing the whole thing. And I want to know if you think it was okay, heckling at the Ryder Cup a little bit okay, or not. Rory said, why didn't the American fans just cheer for their golfers? I mean, just cheer for your golfers instead of taunting, heckling the opposing golfers. By the way, it might surprise you. I've got the poll question up on Twitter tonight, and 59% of my audience right now is voting Ryder Cup heckling is okay. I don't know if we want to start going down this road. Are we going to start yelling and jeering at all these golf tournaments? What would they say at the Masters? What would they say at the Masters if this happened? 58% say Ryder Cup heckling is okay. 42% have voted fans can never heckle in golf. You should never heckle in golf. 42% of you. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead. Are you there?
So, yeah, what about when the golf is in Europe? The fans are just as bad.
I've heard they yell over there. People have made this one a big deal. I've heard that, Keegan Bradley said, hey, they yell over there too. That could be the case. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's and then it's just keeps escalating each year or every time they play it.
I see.
Everybody's trying to up themselves.
Let me ask you this. Do you like the heckling at all? Either way.
I think it's good. I think there's a line for sure.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for getting in. That's interesting. And, yeah, I mean, people have, if you followed the Ryder Cup, here's the thing. There has been yelling when it's over there. There has been. People say, oh, not as bad as this. Well, I mean, people are going to compare stuff all the time now. Well, this got bad. Well, then the next time, is it going to be even worse over there? You combine some alcohol with, some guys that are out to have a little fun, it can get a little dicey. Let's get, I got a little bit more time. We'll do one more on the line. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Let them yell. That's not a real golf tournament anyway.
Let them yell. Let them yell? All right.
Why not? It's the Ryder Cup. You don't think they'd use stuff over there, please. That's that Pittsburgh second-string quarterback. He got robbed last weekend.
All right.
I mean, come on.
All right.
It's golf. Tom Watson, you're still jealous of Jack Nicklaus. Move away.
Whoa.
Move away.
The stray for Tom Watson. All right, man. Thanks for getting in. I appreciate you. Let them yell. Boy, this is interesting. This is an interesting case study today. Listener text. Let's get some text here. 605-720-1067 on the Nate Brown Show tonight. Is it okay to heckle at the Ryder Cup? I didn't say at the Masters. We wouldn't accept this. I mean, you'd be kicked out of the Masters so quick, your head would be spinning. You would be booted off that course so quick. Yeah, I mean, the dude bros wouldn't be doing this stuff. The frat guys wouldn't be doing this stuff. But the Ryder Cup is different. That's why I asked, is it okay to heckle at the Ryder Cup? Are golfers whining, or did it go over the line this year? Listener text, I think by serving alcohol at the event like that, you're asking for things like this to happen. But at the same time, people should be able to limit themselves and handle their liquor. Well, yeah. And we... have you seen people do that every weekend, handle their liquor at college games and NFL games? I mean, I come in on Mondays and I'm looking at stuff and I've watched the weekend stuff, and I see all these fights and this stuff at games. And it's like, we are just out of control, man. Listener text, Ryder Cup's been a crazy event, and they encourage the heckling. But drunk New Yorkers now got it wrong. When it was at Whistling Straits, it wasn't totally out of control. Okay. Well, we had a listener text last week, a premonition that it wasn't going to go so well with the tough guys from New York. That's what the listener text was. 58% of you say you can't, or 58% of you say Ryder Cup heckling is okay. 42% of you say you can't heckle at golf like this. One more listener reaction from Jeff. Jeff writes in, what's the difference between heckling during a golf shot or kids stomping their feet on the bleachers during a free throw? They're both trying to break your concentration. Yeah. Listener text, would Nate Brown heckle at the Ryder Cup? Not at this age. Probably not. I mean, I might have a little fun. I might have some fun, meaning, hey, come on now. But I'm not going to be, saying the lady's name that Rory allegedly had an affair with and stuff like that. I mean, that's where it got, like, pretty personal there, and you behind in the weeds and everything. I'm going to have a little heckling at some sports contests is okay. You got to have it in good nature. But at this age, at my age, I think that's a little dicey. So I look at my daughters. If I brought my daughters to the Ryder Cup, would I be yelling at Rory and those guys like some of these guys were? Probably not. Brian Noe is on next. Countdown to Kickoff host on Fox Sports Radio. Plus, I've got a high school football story that I want you guys to hear. There was a high school football contest in Alabama this Friday, and a coach decided to do something that I haven't seen done. And I'm going to get your reaction on that and another question of the day coming up. South Dakota Sports Talk Show just getting started. We'll go NFL reaction to Brian Noe. Vikings go down. Packers, are they good? Brian Noe, Fox Sports Radio on the way.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Get everything you need for your next project at Menards. Elevate your home with new flooring from Shaw. Durable, waterproof vinyl plank offers high foot traffic performance. Warm and luxurious carpet offers soft underfoot comfort. Shaw has the perfect floor you need for your home. Shop our great selection of Shaw flooring in-store and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings, 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. Atomicwings.com.
Imagine this, a bank that is committed to you, that understands your needs, your values, and your growth. No more settling for the status quo. Pioneer Bank and Trust offers tailored solutions, innovative services, and a team of experts dedicated to your success. You deserve more attention and more support from your bank. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Slight chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Daytime highs approaching 84. Winds out of the south, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows level off around 59. Tonight, clear skies. Daytime highs approaching 87. Tomorrow, bright sunshine expected. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 85 degrees.
The countdown is on at Spearfish Motors. We're closing out the last of our 2025 models. Find incredible discounts on 25 GMC 1500 with total savings up to $7,250, or drive home a brand new 25 Sierra HD starting at just $52,630. Shop a great selection of GMC Canyon, Terrain, Acadia, or Yukon. But hurry, this limited inventory won't last long. Spearfish GMC Cadillac, locally trusted and always online at spearfishmotors.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Kickoff just got bigger. Murphy's Pub and Grill is back with NFL Sunday Ticket. That means every game, every team, every Sunday. Right here at your favorite bar. Cheer loud, eat big, and score with Murphy's game day specials on food and drinks. The atmosphere, electric. The staff, legendary. The screens, everywhere. This season, don't just watch football. Experience it. NFL Sunday Ticket is back, baby. Murphy's Pub and Grill, your new football headquarters. Visit murphyspubandgrill.com.
It's time to hit the court at the Wautiki Fall Hoop Fest, November 7th through the 9th at the Box Elder Event Center. 3 days of non-stop basketball action as teams battle it out for bragging rights and glory. Divisions for boys and girls, grades 5th through 10th. Bring your game, bring your team, and bring the energy. And when the game's over, celebrate with special Courtyard by Marriott room rates that include Wautiki Water Park passes for even more fun. Don't sit on the sidelines. Register your team today at thebox.live.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is live. We're here on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Lively start to the program. Asking if heckling's acceptable in the Ryder Cup. Is heckling acceptable in the Ryder Cup? We're getting Brian Noe. Hang on. He'll be joining us live from Las Vegas. Countdown to Kickoff host from Fox Sports Radio. A lot of NFL to talk with Brian Noe. We'll get him here shortly. Hang tight. I do have to say this. Very disappointed. I said, I'm not a golf expert. I'm not like unbelievably so into golf. But I follow it, and I'll watch the big tournaments, the Masters, and all that stuff. So I'm sitting here saying I would like to retire on a golf course. I'm like, hey, I'm going to retire. I'm going to get a spot on a golf course. I'm going to be good to go. My wife just texted in, ew. So that's over? That's it? I can't do that? All right, let me see if I can get Brian Noe. Brian Noe, can you hear me? No? Maybe not. All right, let's see if we could track him down here shortly. By the way, I do want to get into this second question of the day tonight. Second question of the day, we'll track down Brian Noe. There was a high school football story in Alabama that got my attention here, and I want to throw it out. We love high school football in South Dakota. I wanted to throw this out to you guys to see what you would have done if this is acceptable or not. So there was a high school football game in Alabama Friday night. The score was 73-0 at the half. 73-0 at the half. The head coach of that team decided to not take the mercy rule. He decided to not take the mercy rule, even though you can have a running clock in the second half when you're down by that much, similar to like we have in South Dakota. For example, there was a mercy rule running clock for Rapid City Central in Brandon Valley on Friday night. Second half is a running clock. It shortens the game, injuries, all of that stuff. There's a reason the mercy rule is in effect. Now, this high school coach in Alabama said, hey, my team's down 73-0 at half. I want to play the second half just how we played the first half. No running clock, no mercy rule. And he ended up losing 100-0. He ended up losing 100-0. So my second question of the day tonight, what do you think of his decision to tell his players, tell his team, we're playing this game out. I don't care what the score is. It's 73-0. I don't want a running clock. He's essentially trying to, I guess, teach his team lessons. We got to get better. There's no easy street in sports. There's no mercy rule in sports. That's, I guess, what he's trying to tell his players. And so I want to know what you say as I go into the next break, and then we'll catch Brian Noe on the backside. High school football coach in Alabama refuses the mercy rule running clock. His team down 73-0 at half. And I guess they let the game just continue normally. As in South Dakota, I think, I'm not sure on this. I think it's just automatic. There used to not be a mercy rule, but now it's just automatic. You're down by that much, second half running clock. I mean, that's automatic. This coach in Alabama said, no, we're going to play this thing out. They end up losing 100-0. What do you think of his decision? Just run the clock and move on? You're not learning anything? Or good call by the coach, learn some lessons and get better? That's my second question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. We'll talk some football with Brian Noe, tracking him down. Let's see if we can get him right now, as a matter of fact. This might work out if we have him. Brian Noe, do I have you? Are you live?
What's up, Nate Brown? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and now you can hear me. See how this works? See the magic of technology?
That's good. It's the modern technology right there. It's a phone. I kept on calling and nothing. It was just dead.
I know.
I was starting to panic, I'm starting to, headbutt walls over here, Nate. I thought we weren't going to talk ball today.
Okay,
that can't happen.
Let's talk ball. You're clean, you're clear, and we're ready to go. Brian Noe is in. Countdown to Kickoff host right here on Fox Sports Radio. I want to go to the NFL right away. I'm going to ask you a big question. Are the Packers just okay, or is Dallas fairly good? What's the takeaway from last night?
Wow, it's a good question. I would say that I think that the Packers are a good team, but they have flaws, like most teams have. And sometimes from week to week, those flaws can be taken advantage of. And that's what you saw last night. We know that they have a pass rush, right? We know Micah Parsons is one of the best pass rushers in the league, but they don't have a great secondary. And when a quarterback like Dak is making quick decisions and he's routinely finding open guys, well, all of a sudden that negates a lot of that great pass rush. And their offensive line is banged up. They're not at full strength. So I think that the Packers are a good team, but a couple of their holes were exploited last night. And I think that the Cowboys aren't as bad as we like to make them out to be. We love to just clown the Cowboys, and if they have a bad performance, it's like we make them out to be way worse than they actually are. I don't think they're good, but they have strengths. And I thought that's what you saw last night. It was kind of the perfect storm of some of the strengths that the Cowboys have and some of the weaknesses that the Packers have. It kind of unfolded in what you saw last night.
Okay, so you tell me, Micah Parsons, huge trade, huge contract. They gave him a sack at the end, I guess. I mean, it was a good tackle to stop Prescott from scoring, but Parsons, to me, didn't really impact that game. So what should we think of that whole deal?
Well, I think that's still a huge pickup for the Packers. Micah Parsons is a special player. He's a game-changing player. And even the best pass rushers in the NFL, they don't affect every single game. They don't impact every game. And Parsons was quiet throughout almost the entire night until the last play where it mattered most, and he made a stop. Dak Prescott scores a touchdown if he's not getting caught from behind. What was it like? I had flashbacks. Remember when Tony Romo was holding
was it
the field goal attempt against the Seahawks?
Yes.
I think it was Jordan Babineau caught him from behind. It was so similar, was it not, Nate? Where Micah Parsons just caught Dak. It's like one of those nightmares where you just can't run fast whatsoever. But Dak would have scored, and I guess it counts as a sack for Micah Parsons. So I'm sure the degenerate gamblers taking the over were happy about that. But it mattered most. And that's when he made that play is when it mattered most. So, but you're right. You know, it was a quiet night, but that does not mean like, oh man, like Micah Parsons has lost his fastball. No, he's still a dominant premier pass rusher. It's just that even the most dominant and premier guys, when quarterbacks are making quick decisions and a secondary is leaving guys uncovered left and right, well, that's going to negate their effectiveness.
Brian Note joining us from Vegas, Fox Sports Radio, national host of Countdown to Kickoff right here. He's on the Nate Brown Show tonight, Monday reaction from the NFL. I want to go to the Vikings. So I gotta start throwing this out. The Vikings, I know they have McCarthy's down. Wentz did fine again, but not quite enough to beat the Steelers in Dublin. So the Vikings go down. In the meantime, Sam Darnold's winning again, 70% completion percentage. I mean, the guy is winning for Seattle. Where are the Vikings standing on this roster they have? Sam Darnold they let go, and now the Vikings are teetering here. Wentz, McCarthy, how's this all going to go?
It's a tough spot, right, Nate, where you have a Super Bowl caliber roster, and now you have questions at quarterback. Like, We know that Carson Wentz is not the answer. That much we do know. And then we don't know if J.J. McCarthy ever will be. You know, if he is, how long does it take for him to be that guy? Those are still unanswered questions. I still maintain Sam Darnold was really good for them for 1 year. He was not good in the final two games when they mattered most. He still has holes in his game. So I don't have a problem with the Vikings moving on from Sam Darnold. I don't think that you should look back now and be like, oh, man, they let a legitimate top 5, top 10 quarterback go. I don't think that's what they did when they let Sam Darnold go. So, like, the truth might be, and it's not that sexy, that none of these three guys are actually the guy. You know, it's like, Sam Darnold is good. He was effective, but he also had setbacks, and he had holes at the end when it mattered most. So I don't know that he's that guy going forward. I don't think he is. I've been wrong before, Nate. I hope you're sitting down for that. I have been wrong before, but I don't think he's that guy going forward for them. But I can't sit here and tell you that J.J. McCarthy for sure is. So it looks like, if you leave one job that's pretty good and you take a new job and all of a sudden you're like, man, I didn't realize the breaks were so short and I didn't realize I don't have holiday pay. You know what I mean? All of a sudden you start thinking of your first job like, why'd I ever leave? Like it's the best job ever. It never was. You left that first job for a reason. And that's what I see with these guys. I think with J.J. McCarthy struggling in 7 of 8 quarters, it makes Sam Darnold look even better than he actually is. I wouldn't fall into that trap. I think Sam was good for them. 35 touchdown passes is really, really good. It's just he was a deer in headlights, slow to process, couldn't do anything against the Lions, was terrible against the Rams in the playoff game. So I wouldn't let J.J. McCarthy getting off to a very, very slow start all of a sudden, prop Sam Darnold up even more. I wouldn't do that myself.
Brian Noe is joining us tonight, Fox Sports Radio's host of Countdown to Kickoff. He is a Dolphins fan, and the Dolphins play tonight, 45 minutes away. They have to win. The 0-3 Jets, the 0-3 Dolphins. If the Dolphins are 0-4 after tonight, what do you say?
I think Mike McDaniel gets the Sam Pittman treatment over there, right? Like the Arkansas head coach. He got his pink slip after Notre Dame crushed Arkansas over the weekend. I think if Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins lose tonight, they're already flying planes around the stadium with messages like, get rid of this whole regime. It's just an embarrassment, and ownership hates stuff like that. Where you look at the Giants situation where, they're on center stage, standalone game, the Boo Birds are out when Russell Wilson is throwing it into the 5th row, right, with that goal line situation, and they're like, we got to change stuff up. We can't have this. And so that led to Jackson Dart getting his first start this past Sunday. I think the same thing holds true with Miami. This is a team that made the playoffs not that long ago, dynamic offense not that long ago. They've completely regressed in talent, in production, in wins, everything, just all across the board. So if my Dolphins lose to the winless Jets, that's officially rock bottom. And listen, if they not only lose on a last-second field goal, let's say they lose decisively, I think that is absolutely it from Mike McDaniel.
Okay. So high stakes tonight. I knew that was going to be a potential deal there for Brian Noe. And my Broncos play tonight against the Bengals. Little doubleheader of Monday Night Football tonight. Brian Noe is on Fox Sports Radio. Countdown to Kickoff. You are a gamer, man. You even called in a few times. That is a gamer to get on the program, and I appreciate it.
Always here for you, Nate Brown. And I'll tell you what, maybe a little Dolphins-Broncos parlay tonight. Bet everything you own on it. What do you think? Does that sound advice?
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll set this one out. Good luck to your Dolphins. I appreciate you. Brian Noe on tonight from Countdown to Kickoff, the show on the weekends. Great to get you ready for every game. Fox Sports Radio. Brian Noe live from Las Vegas. He's in. We got him, and we're off and running on a Monday. Let's see. Listener text. I've got 2 questions of the day out there. What would you have done if you're the high school coach? You're down 73-0 at half. Would you accept the mercy rule running clock in the second half, like we have here in South Dakota? Or would you say, no, I want to play this game out, stop the clock, this and that, and lose 100-0 like this head coach down in Alabama? He said, I don't want the running clock. We got to get tough. What would you do if you're that high school coach? What's the best lesson to learn? It's like, hey, we're not as good as these guys. I don't want to get anybody hurt. Let's move on. Or, hey, we need the reps. We need the reps, man. Keep the clock running appropriately, not a running clock in the second half. And he said, no running clock. We're going to get tougher than a $2 steak. That's what happened down in Alabama. I'll ask Jason Andera this question, high school sports analyst for SDPB. He's on every Monday talking high school football in South Dakota. Andera's up next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A a gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds to share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the winter time, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Andersen Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
Or a Joe, a weekend warrior, or a gardening great. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here when you need us. Nobody plans an injury, but when people throughout the Black Hills and beyond suffer a setback, Monument Health Orthopedics is here to provide comprehensive medical care. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons and specialists is dedicated to helping patients regain the quality of life they've lost due to an injury, arthritis, or joint wear and tear. Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for everyday athletes like you.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Jensen at Physio. We want to be your trusted partner for physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab. As the official strength and conditioning partners for Stevens, Central, Douglas, and the Rapid City Rush, our team at Physio is building the best athletes in the Black Hills. If you have an athlete in the family, we offer long-term athlete development at affordable prices for middle and high school students. We also have the only board-certified sports PT in Rapid City. At our brand new facility, Physio is ready to help you perform at your best. One-on-one physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab, all at one place. Get started at bhphysio.com.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio. Got to remind you, man, Atomic Wings is the place for game day, for lunch. When you're out of the office, just get some Atomic Wings in Sioux Falls, 2 locations. Also, you need some dinner for the family after practices and all the activities. AtomicWings.com. Best boneless wings I've had. They have 15 flavors. Really good stuff. Fresh meats, not breading, and that's it. So if you haven't tried this, I'm telling you, you got to try it. Traditional wings are huge. Fresh boneless wings. Game day, lunch, dinner, AtomicWings.com. The best. Get your order in, AtomicWings.com. Try them out. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Really good stuff. Let's go to Jason Andera tonight. High school sports analyst. Can I say that? SDPB. He has a show every week talking high school football called Game Time from SDPB. Jason, welcome back on. How are you?
I am well. It's
Yeah, I got my West River experience last week. I was just telling you, so got to, be fair and balanced across the state, just like you, Nate.
Okay, that's good. You went to the Buffalo Roundup, the Buffalo Roundup, Custer State Park. I have not experienced that. I've been out here the whole time. I have not made my way to the Buffalo Roundup, and your rating was?
It was, okay, I was running a camera, so I would say if I was not running a camera, you'd get a better experience overall, but I would still say it was an A. I was surprised to see that there were more people than Bison, actually. Yeah, so that was fun to see. There was a ton of people out there. It was great people.
Okay, that's an iconic event. It's just got bigger and bigger every year, the old Buffalo Roundup, Custer State Park. Okay, let's get into this high school football stuff. I'm going to go to South Dakota here in a little bit, but I got a story I want to question of the day answer from you. Alabama high school football coach on Friday night, his team's down 73-0. They have a mercy rule like us, running clock in the second half when you're down by that much. He tells the refs, don't run the clock. We're going to play this thing out. I don't know. He didn't explain, I want my team to learn lessons or what it was. But nonetheless, he refused the running clock. We're going to play the rest of the game. They lost 100-0. What do you think of the coach and the decision? Good call, no running clock, refusing to accept it?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he obviously had his reasons why he wanted to do that. I'm not sure if it was a pride thing or if it was a lesson he's trying to learn. It feels like one of those headlines that probably deserves a little bit deeper look. But, I'm fine. If he wants to keep playing and the other team wants to keep playing, why not? It looks kind of silly on the scoreboard at the end, but, I mean, who's against it? No, both coaches want to keep playing,
Okay, so do you like our running clock rule in South Dakota? Did you like it when it came on line for the big schools? We had it for the small schools, now all the classes.
I love it. I love it for, as a broadcaster, as a media guy, for sure. We're not learning lessons by watching one team pound the other. There are, reasons that is in place. I understand why some teams don't like it because they have a schedule that's set up where they have a lot of those types of games throughout the season, and the number ones just don't get a lot of work compared to other teams across the state. So I get the other argument, but I love it. I'm glad that they have the running clock. It makes me happy when I have to cover a blowout and we get to run it.
You're out and you can get a bite to eat. I mean, yeah, you're just happy. There you go. By the way, here, let's get into South Dakota now. Sioux Falls, Washington had Sioux Falls, Lincoln. They had them. What did you take away from that? Sioux Falls, Lincoln, was it a bad game? What was it?
No, I'm telling you what, this Washington team is dangerous. Braden Jackson, running back there, had an excellent day at running back. They've switched quarterbacks now, and the quarterback that they have now is able to distribute it. They had 3 of their top receivers injured. Washington did have those guys back now, 2 Division I receivers that are full strength, along with Sam Ewing, another guy. This is a legit team, this Washington team, playing like they are right now. That's what it told me. And it told me that Lincoln's not unbeatable. And you've been asking me every week, and it's pretty crazy, the numbers that they're putting up. But they're not unbeatable. And that was shown last week by Washington. And we're going to see it again this week as Brandon Valley takes their stab at the offensive machine that is the Lincoln Patriots.
Lincoln just gets by Sioux Falls, Washington at the end, so they do end up staying undefeated. But as you said, big showdown coming up, Brandon Valley. I want to go to this other game. Jefferson, I've been pretty high on them, been ranking them pretty high in the South Dakota Power 5 poll. Now they get beat by O'Gorman. So are there some teams here in AAA kind of showing we might be in the mix here in the end?
Yeah, I mean, this is this nuanced extra layer of O'Gorman getting healthy as well. Their best player, Gavin Hamrick, had missed all year up until this game. They had 2 other players that came back the week before for them. They're feeling really good, and their quarterback, Chase Hermanson, really is good. I mean, threw for 300 yards, really accurate. And against Jefferson, they can keep up with AAA teams. And they've already beaten Harrisburg and Jefferson. So O'Gorman's for real. And my answer to both these questions are the teams that played close in these games, they're good. There's just a lot of good teams in 11 AAA this year. And I don't think there's as big of a line between those top two teams and the rest of the class as we maybe thought just even a couple of weeks ago.
Monday's talking high school football with Jason Andera from SDPB, live on the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Let's talk more South Dakota Power 5 poll, Class 11 AA, a lot of parity. There's great games every week. Spearfish Huron went down to the wire. Huron came back in the fourth quarter and won it. Two teams that are really, really close. Do we know if Yankton still is number one? They got by barely as well. How do you see AA, Yankton, Huron, Spearfish, teams like that? Are they all close?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine here. Right now, it looks like Yankton's probably the best team, bouncing back after that shellacking they took at Harrisburg, showing that they can move the ball when they need to. They gave up the lead right at the end of the game. They were tied, and it was about 30 seconds, they went down the whole field, and Owen Eidsness, one of their top receivers, made two huge catches, including the game winner. I think they're probably the best team. This Pierre team is really interesting. They're getting better. They've got O'Gorman this week. That's going to be an interesting game to see where they're at. They've got a little bit of a hill to climb, but they look like they're improving as well. And I still am not giving up on this Spearfish team, who played right with Huron all night. And Huron, of course, 4 wins in a row. Their only loss this year to Yankton. You've got to consider them one of the top teams now. It's not a joke anymore. They are really good, especially on defense. And their quarterback, Anderson Porish, he just gets better every week as well.
Okay, one team, we were talking AAA that Lincoln was better than everybody, and now they have a really tight game against Washington. But Sioux Falls Christian has the showdown with Madison, and it was all Sioux Falls Christian. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, that one surprised me. It really surprised me. The Sioux Falls Christian team, their ones on defense had not given up a touchdown all year. They were really good on the defensive side, and they came out and showed what they can do on the offensive side. That's where they've been getting better and better. Their sophomore quarterback, Cooper Strandy, he is really starting to look like a leader out there. They've got enough weapons. They got a huge line. They really established themselves as the number one team in 11A. To me, that was a statement game for the Chargers.
Okay, you mentioned the showdown coming up, Lincoln, Brandon Valley. Do you have an edge?
I do. I think I've been voting Brandon Valley number one all season long. You can have Matt Kearney check my Power Poll rankings. I think they are the more well-rounded, better team overall. That doesn't mean they're going to win this game. They do have a home game here. Their defense is unbelievable. They're going to slow the game down, much like Washington did. And Lincoln's going to have to step up on defense. They have just had problems on defense. They've got a lot of holes this year, and I think Brandon Valley can exploit that. And I got the links in this one in a close one.
Jason Andera in every Monday on South Dakota Sports Talk Show talking high school football, and his show is on STPB. Find him there, Game Time. It comes out every week. He's on X at 605 Jandy. Jason, good to have you. Thanks, man.
Always fun.
Appreciate it. Jason Andera. The show is on SDPB and their social media, Game Time, talking high school football every week. And he's in on a Monday with a high school football recap on the Nate Brown Show. He goes Brandon Valley over Sioux Falls Lincoln. You heard it here first from Jandy. He's going Brandon Valley over Lincoln. Hang on. That might just be in Brown's best later this week. Our picks, where I continue to beat Matt Kearney just by a little bit. He almost had me. Spearfish, he almost had it. It's close. I took Huron by 2. I took Huron in my picks by 2, and they won by 2. Amazing. Do I know anything? Unbelievable. All right. Hey, no, don't tell anybody. I don't know anything. Don't break that secret. I've got a comment on this, though, for regional sports fans here in South Dakota. There was a big move made today, and I actually have a question. Will this solve anything for your favorite team? Next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for Atomic Wings. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. You don't need to keep going to the mediocre wing places with too much breading and wings that don't have any meat. Atomic Wings is different. I know firsthand. Their boneless wings are made with fresh chicken right there. The best wings I've had. 15 unique flavors to choose from sweet to heat. Huge traditional wings, fresh boneless wings for game day, lunch, or dinner. 2 locations in Sioux Falls. Just order at atomicwings.com. Atomicwings.com.
At Dakota Bank, we're more than just a place to bank. We're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, we're here for every step of your financial journey. We believe in doing what's right for you because we live here, work here, and care about our communities just like you do. Go with confidence, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
In the studio today, I have Weston and Denise Chapman, owners of Black Hills Tire. What kind of diesel services does Black Hills Tire specialize in?
Black Hills Tire is really going to focus on a lot of new diesel services. We're doing factory maintenance and service. We're doing fuel system diagnostics and repair. We're going to do engine repair, even all the way into engine overhauls and engine removals and installation, whether it's driveline components and repair, transmission service, transmission and clutch replacements, brakes. We're doing everything. Check us out at blackhillstire.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 58 tonight under mainly clear skies, southerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 89. Tomorrow night, 60. Dry with temps well above average Wednesday and Thursday, and highs from the low 80s to the upper 80s. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 83 degrees.
We're talking with Rihanna Wickett at Elevate Performance Physical Therapy for another Elevate Performance Health Minute. Rihanna, as we all get older, one of the most common injuries, pains, back pain.
We see it every day.
There's a lot of things that can cause it, right?
Absolutely. There's a multitude of different things that can cause back pain, whether that's strength or something that you did, you tweaked it. So it's really important that we get you looked at and figure out what's actually causing that, because so many things can cause the different types of back pain.
Okay, so what's interesting about it, you could have pain in the back, but then there's also a problem with your back, and now that turns into sciatica.
Yeah, sciatica, it tends to come down through the buttock into the leg, and back pain generally just stays right within the back. You might have something traveling, numbness and tingling, pain shooting down past the knee even, all the way to the foot. We definitely want to get that taken care of sooner than later.
Back pain relief, sciatica relief. Get started at ElevatePerformanceSD.com. Ever dreamed of building something amazing? Builders First Source in Rapid City, Spearfish, and Hot Springs is your go-to building materials partner. Whether you're building new or giving new life to an old space, we provide step-by-step guidance from drafting and cabinetry design to lifelike visualization and top-quality materials. It's your vision, and we're here to make it real. Visit BLDR.com. Builders First Source, your Black Hills partner in building every step of the way.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show live, Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. Start to the week on Monday on the Nate Brown Show. Packed tonight. Mike McFeely's coming up from Fargo, North Dakota. What was his read on the USD NDSU game? Didn't go for the Yotes. 51-13. I didn't like that. Anybody surprised by South Dakota State pounding Mercyhurst? Huh? Not me. There's a lot of people in South Dakota. Oh, this might be a competitive game. Whew. See ya. Mercyhurst, 50-point. Man, Jacks were in good shape there. So we'll talk to Mike McFeely, FCS, coming up. We'll go to Denver. My Broncos are playing Monday Night Football. We're getting ready for Broncos-Bengals tonight with Doug Ottawa live from Mile High Sports. Hey, so Minnesota sports fans, what'd you think of the big news today? What'd you think of the big news today? The Twins have fired Rocco Baldelli. Thanks for playing, Rocco. 7 seasons, 3 division titles, and this is what we think of Rocco Baldelli. We're going to fire him. We're going to let him go. It's over. It's over for Rocco. And we should think this is going to... Here's my thing. This isn't going to do much for the Twins. I mean, they got rid of all the players. The ownership group, I mean, it's well documented that the Twins are a mess. And so, well, we're going to change leadership. We thank Rocco for all he did. I'm not telling you Baldelli's like the manager of the year. I'm not here to tell you. I have no idea. Rocco Baldelli, who cares? I don't know if he's good, but he won 3 division titles, and we're throwing him out, and we're acting like this is going to do something for the Twins. It's going to do nothing. It's going to do nothing. So, Minnesota sports fans, Twins fire Rocco Baldelli. It's like, would you even know that? I mean, it's on national radar. It's just not even there. The Twins are a non-factor. They're just thanks to the ownership. And so they we're going to get rid of Rocco. Okay, who cares? Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. You're a Minnesota sports guy. Yeah, we got to run here. Twins fire their manager. Vikings lose. What's going on?
So, for the Twins, have you been on Twins Twitter lately?
I am, usually, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. There's people that are, like, actively apologizing to whoever the social media manager is because they're just doing their job, wishing their players happy birthday and whatever. But the entire comment section is, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team. And so, like, Baldelli is a sacrificial lamb, and that's not going to do anything for the fan base. The fan base is so mad at the poll ads.
Yeah, and I don't think
until they sell.
You guys don't love Rocco either, right? I mean, it's not like people love Rocco, but he's just, as you said, they're just doing something, and it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, and they're just trying, like, he's trying to play with what he has, and they feel like Dave St. Peter needs to go. The poll ads need to sell the team. It's a mess, and it's really sad. And as far as the Vikings go,
yes.
We had offensive player of the week as a rookie first week, and then we had an absolute blowout crap show, and then we had defensive player of the week with a historic Isaiah Rodgers. And then we crap the bed again. So next week we're going to win. It's going to be great.
Okay, how do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel about your team right now? You're not sure? Are you sure yet?
Well, okay, the team has potential, but our entire offensive line got kneecapped. Like, the injury bug is absolutely brutal.
Yes,
we invested in it and we had high hopes, and that's the one group that has been absolutely decimated, and it's really sad because everything starts up front. You can't protect the quarterback. You can't open holes. You can't play your offense. That's why we see so few points. It's not Carson's fault. He was running for his life. I think he got sacked like 7 times. Like, it's if you don't have an O-line, you're not going to be able to play football. So I hope we get healthy. If we do, there's a shot we can maybe make a wild card, but if the injury bug keeps on chipping at us, it's going to be a tough road to hoe, man.
What do we think about Flores and this defense yesterday?
24 points, I think is what it was. Was it 24-21?
Yeah.
Was that the final? Yeah, that'll win you a lot of games.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm never going to trash Flores because he is much better than Ed Donatel ever was. So,
so the bar's low.
We don't want to go back to those days. Like, I would much rather have blitz and fail than whatever prevent, like, go back and wait on the 1 yard line crap we used to do was. So
I got you, man.
The defense is keeping us in games. If we can get healthy on offense, we might have a shot. But
good to hear from you.
It's going to be an interesting season.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for getting in. McJudgerson checking in. Minnesota Vikings fan, faithful. I'm just saying, the Vikings defense, little shaky. Little shaky. I mean, this is a Pittsburgh offense. Gave them some big plays yesterday. Were you guys up early watching that game there in Dublin? I hope so. And little shaky. I mean, it's not like they're terrible, but Gave up a ton of yards there a couple of weeks ago. A ton. And then not like shut down yesterday. Not shut down yesterday. So, I mean, I think Flores gets off the hook a little bit. I think he gets out. I mean, people say, he's unbelievable. He's really good. He's unbelievable. He gets off the hook a little bit. Vikings fans let Flores, they give him a lot of room. A lot of room. Let's see here. Lister text. We all know it's a dog and pony show with the Rockies and Twins. It's all about ownership and their front office. Until either ownership changes or the total remaking of the front office, nothing will change. Nothing will change. Lister text on the baseball side. One more question. Would you rather be a Mets fan today or a Rockies fan? I got a text yesterday from one of the best Mets fans I know. I don't know very many. One of the best Mets fans I know. And he says this is just misery every year. He said this is misery every year. So I'm going to take that because they have all the high expectations, the money, they spend the money, they want to win, right? And they blow it. The Rockies fans are like, I want a nice night in the Rockies in Denver. Let's go to the Rockies game. Anything else going on? Let's go to the Rockies game. Just have a nice time. Enjoy the early fall here in Denver and just have fun in Colorado. And we're warm and fuzzy. And maybe we can get some dessert or something. That's the Rockies fans. It's a little worse to be a Mets fan, I think. They have passion, and it's misery, as this Mets fan texted me yesterday. It is pain. Pain. My Cubbies are in this thing tomorrow. Postseason starts tomorrow. My Cubbies take on the Padres. Best of 3 series. Best of 3 for my Cubbies. Here we go. Cubs back in the postseason. I'm plugged in. 1 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks for plugging into the Nate Brown Show. We are ready to go. Second hour, Monday program. Hey, there's another coach that you would have been hearing a lot about today. You guys would have never heard the end of this today. There's a lot of stuff going on in sports, but if something would have happened on Saturday, you wouldn't have heard the end of this today. And now, nobody's saying anything. No credit, no nothing. That's why this guy's got a raw deal from the start. We'll discuss next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the winter time, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
is a member-owned, not-for-profit.
Hanging with Brian from Anytime Auto Sales. I see new models of stand-up and teardrop campers on your lot.
Yes, you do. We're proud to feature the new SGC Armor line of campers from Bontrager Outdoors. Bang for the buck, there's just nothing out there like these new super cool Armor campers and Bontrager teardrops.
And the suspension these campers have? Wow, so impressive.
All our campers come standard with the off-road package. Bontrager and Armor just ramped boondocking up another notch. And right now, you'll get the best price all year on these 2026 ultra-light, ultra-beefy, option-loaded campers and teardrops.
You gotta check out these new look campers, people. The new designs are fantastic, and so many options for their size.
And so many options for towing. No need for a diesel or a big truck. These only weigh around 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, so they can be towed by almost any rig.
Check out these new 2026 Bontrager and SGC Armor campers, everyone. See AnytimeAnytime.com, and as always, at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
One more time. This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in. Second hour, ready to roll on a Monday. I hope you're out the door into your drive home. Monday Night Football coming up from Denver. Broncos, Bengals. We got a live report from Doug Ottewill, senior writer, MileHighSports.com. He's coming up from Denver. Hang on. We'll talk FCS. Mike McFeely's in this hour, columnist for Inforum.com. He's live from Fargo, North Dakota. The Yotes go down big to the Bison. What does that mean? How good is North Dakota State? Or what does Mike think of USD now falling to 2-3? That's on tap. The Nate Brown Show this hour, driven by Summit Automotive Group. When it comes to pre-owned selection, that's the start. Go to summitautogrp.com. Take a look. It's hard to find the right vehicle these days. They've got a great pre-owned selection. Summitautogrp.com. That's only the start. Experience car buying built around you at Summit. SummitAutoGRP.com. The Nate Brown Show this hour. A couple of questions of the day. I'm throwing it around. A lot to get to tonight. If you want in, 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch studio hotline. 605-720-1067. So you got us there. Barron's Wilson text line open and ready. Direct text the show if you want. 605-720-1067. Same number for the Barron's Wilson Lister text line. Couple of questions of the day we've thrown out in the first hour. If you're just joining us, Ryder Cup crowd got crazy. The Ryder Cup golf crowd got crazy over the weekend. Tom Watson apologized for the Americans' behavior. I want to know if there's any heckling in golf, like at the Ryder Cup. Is that acceptable at all? Is any heckling in golf ever acceptable? Okay, that's my question of the day. Boy, it is tight on Twitter in the fan voting. 51% of you say, yes, Ryder Cup heckling is okay. 49% of you say, no, fans can never heckle in golf, in the game of golf. Listener text coming in. Heckling's okay, but throwing cups of beer at the players and their wives should be an arrestable offense. An arrestable offense. Okay, so heckling in golf. You can sound off on that. Ryder Cup got a little dicey over the weekend. The other one, high school football question of the day. There was a game in Alabama that was 73-0 on Friday night at half. 73-0 at half. The coach of the team that was losing decided to not do the running clock. There's a mercy rule like we have here in South Dakota. You're down by 50 or more, right? Second half's running clock. Okay? They were down 73-0, but the coach on the losing side said, no, don't run the clock. No mercy rule. I want to play this whole thing out. Every play, stop the clock, the whole thing. Regular rules. What do you think of his decision? Would you have done that? Would you go running clock? You're the head coach. Would you go running clock? We're just getting pounded. Or, no, I'm going to teach Jimmy a lesson. We got to get pounded even more. He lost 100-0. He lost 100-0. That's my second question of the day. So if you want in your read, 72% of the audience on social media tonight says run the clock and just move on. 28% of you say it was a good call to not run the clock. You need to have your team learn and get better. Let's see. Listener text here. Why are some coaches against humility? You live to fight another day. Just run the clock and use the loss as a learning experience. 605-720-1067. Sound off there. Speaking of Alabama, that's where I'm going to go next. Not of this high school football story, but what have you heard about Kalen DeBoer today? I'm just asking you guys. You're all working hard and stuff, so the only time you talk sports is with me, right? Or you. But what have you heard? Have you seen on your phone? Have you seen anybody trashing Kalen DeBoer, South Dakota's own? Have you seen anybody Kalen DeBoer? Or have you seen this? Kalen DeBoer got a huge win. Huge win for Kalen DeBoer. Alabama, what a big win. Going into Georgia and knocking them off. Have you seen any of that? I haven't seen anything. This is what I do every day. I dig into stuff. I try and see who's saying what, where are things at, what's the reaction, what are people saying. What's my point of this? I'm here to tell you, I don't know why this is. Kalen DeBoer has been a targeted guy from the start. And you can say, well, it's because he took over for Nick Saban. Oh, I guess, but why did everybody target Kalen DeBoer? So when he does lose games, we want to destroy him. Everybody wanted to fire him after the first week. Everybody wanted to fire him after the first week. Then he goes into Georgia and wins. And you don't see it on First Take. What a great show. You don't see it on all of these hot take shows. You don't hear about it. I haven't heard it all day. I've been listening to Fox Sports Radio. Nobody said a thing. It's just forgotten about. It's like Alabama. They went into Georgia and won. And nobody has said a thing. So this goes to, I said this a while back when Kalen lost there to Florida State, and I said everybody's going crazy. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I said, it doesn't matter what Kalen does now. There's never going to be a fair jury. The media on this is way off. And I don't know how it happened, what the deal is, but they've said Kalen's going to be a failure in Alabama, and so they're just waiting for it to happen. They're not saying he wanted Georgia, went in and beat Kirby Smart when he shouldn't have, and Alabama was not the better team and all that stuff. They didn't say any of that. But let me tell you what would have happened today. Through all the NFL stuff, Packers, Cowboys last night, everything. If Kalen DeBoer and Alabama would have lost at Georgia, that was second loss of the year, that would have been all over the place. I mean, this guy can't win. I mean, there's just no winning in the public perception of the media mob. So, and I have no clue. Yeah, he took over for Nick Saban. So we've just absolutely destroyed him before he's even gotten off the ground. Well, it's not a great season last year. I understand he missed the playoff, the whole thing. Kalen DeBoer has won everywhere he's went, and now in Alabama, we're just waiting to hit him. Just absolutely waiting to destroy him. And then he gets a big win, and the media's not fair. I mean, nobody says squat. I mean, it's absolutely nothing. So I don't get it. I can't quite figure it out. I don't know why everybody's was ready to attack him. Kalen DeBoer, great guy, nice guy, media friendly. I mean, the whole thing. But the Alabama fans have been waiting to destroy him. The media's jumped on a wait to destroy him. Then he gets big wins, and then we don't give him the credit. Normally, you start getting big wins like Josh Allen. Everybody wanted to destroy Josh, at least the national media. They wanted to destroy him. And then he started, showing everybody he was the real deal, and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon. Now with Kalen, though, it's like big win Saturday in Georgia. Nobody said anything. Nobody said Kirby Smart shouldn't have lost that. This is Alabama. This isn't the same old Alabama. What's Kirby Smart doing losing that game? We just act like it didn't happen. It's amazing. It didn't happen. But when he loses, you never hear the end of it. Figure that one out for me. I'm lost. Doug Ottewill is in next from Denver. Broncos Bengals tonight. I just had a listener text me and say if my Broncos lose tonight, they will not make the playoffs. They will not make the playoffs. Hey, newsflash. They ain't losing. Doug's next.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best, and they feel the difference every day.
Very happy with it. Very, very happy. I don't get tired of looking at them. And it's so nice with the breeze now, opening the windows, the ease of sliding the windows back and forth. Notice that it is warmer in the winter time, and it is cooler when the sun is shining in.
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Patio Doors, the customers say it best. Book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
Does more than just make a purchase. It helps our regional schools. Through our Spirit Card program, funds go directly back to local classrooms and booster clubs. So far, we've donated over $29,000 supporting students, teachers, and activities that make our region stronger. Highmark Credit Union. Banking that gives back. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Attention football fans, the BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort has it all. Watch your team on massive high-definition screens while enjoying live betting. Keep some skin in the game even when the odds don't go your way. Enter Jack's Second Chance Mulligan Drawing by dropping your losing ticket for a shot at up to $200 in Cadillac cash every week. Satisfy your craving with mouth-watering Mexican cuisine from Guadalajara's or choose from 4 other food vendors, all while sipping on your favorite drinks. The BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. How will your game play out?
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Welcome back in. Second hour on a Monday, the Nate Brown Show live, Fox Sports Radio. How you doing tonight? Appreciate you being a part of the program, making this show possible. Our listeners, our sponsors across South Dakota Sports Talk Show, we appreciate it. From high school to college to the pros, every afternoon drive, we got it. Mike McFeely's in from Fargo tonight. Go to North Dakota. Mike McFeely covered the USD NDSU game over the weekend. 51-13, the Bison beat the Yotes. I saw Yote fans on social media losing it on Saturday. So Mike McFeely's coming up. Let's go to Denver. He's getting ready for Monday Night Football. Doug Ottewill. Mile High Sports. Doug, appreciate you, man. How are you?
I'm good. I hope I'm considered to be one of your rowdy friends. We're all ready for Monday night.
Let's get ready, man. Let's go. I like Monday night. It's a standalone, although you get Dolphins, Jets, I guess. But Broncos, Bengals tonight. I had a listener send me a text and say, as the show started tonight, Nate, if your Broncos lose tonight, they will miss the playoffs. That's a guarantee. Does he have a point?
I think he has a point. I mean, it's a mathematical problem. You start the season 1-3, you're always climbing uphill. But I think more than that, if you lose to this team on your home field on Monday night, you've got some fundamental flaws. And I don't, I think we need to see the Broncos play well because there's really two schools of thought. One, they haven't got going on offense at all. Defense has looked okay, but not as good as they've been billed. But I also think that, on the flip side of it, and I heard Kevin Harlan on the radio today talking about it, Broncos have lost to two pretty good teams. And they've really lost by a total of about 2 seconds on the clock. They could easily be 3-0. I think we need at least another game for sample size to kind of start making determinations about this team. They better win tonight because if not, I think your friend's right.
Okay. Hey, thanks for calling my listener a friend, though. That's good stuff. Yeah, they're all friends right here tonight. Doug Ottewell's on tonight from Denver, getting set for Bengals Broncos in Denver tonight. So how much responsibility does Sean Payton have on the two losses here? What would you say? I'm hard on Sean Payton, I admit. I haven't been a huge fan. I think he's trying to outsmart everybody, trying to do too many personnel groups. And, I mean, it just the game management, it's like, bro, just coach. I mean, he seems like a smart guy, and he just tries to outthink everything. So I haven't been a huge fan. How much responsibility does he have on the two losses?
I think a decent amount. I think, in the Colts game especially, there was a lot of things that I kind of thought, man, if you'd have just done this, the interception that essentially took 3 points off the board because it was, he calls for a deep ball that, if you run the ball and you pick up 0 yards, you're still, kicking a field goal. And then the other one, which actually I misspoke, the other one which was a fourth down. And, rather than, calling a play that gets you just enough, again, you call kind of an all or none bust, and it was a bust. So there's at least 2 plays in that game. And then if you want to throw in the, what is your special teams doing? Trying, a special play to block a 60-yarder. I mean,
right.
Any one of those things, and they win the game. So I would say the Colts game, he has a lion's share of that. I think, against the Chargers, I don't know. There's a handful of things too you can point to there, but I felt like that one was a good game that they were playing against a good team on the road. Could have kind of gone either way. In that one, I sort of blame Justin Herbert more. I mean, I thought, the difference in that game was you've got a seasoned all-pro quarterback versus a guy who's kind of taking his sophomore lumps right now. And that was the difference of the game is, when Justin Herbert got the ball back with a chance to go win it, that's exactly what he did. So I don't pin as much of that one on Sean Payton, although I agree with you. He's far from perfect in that one either.
Okay, I want to get your take on Bo Nix, Doug. I stuck up for him this past week. A lot of Denver media has now said, Bo's got to be better. I mean, he's the last-ranked QB by PFF. I mean, he is a mess right now. I don't think Bo's a total mess. I don't think he's elite. I don't think Bo Nix is like going to lose us a bunch of games, but I think he can still be solid. I saw such a good stretch, a long stretch from him last year that surprised me. So I'm still with Bo. Where are you at?
Oh, I'm definitely still with Bo. I I think you could be with Bo and also say he hasn't been good. I don't think he's been good. To me, he looks like a guy that, he looks like a guy trying to live up to having the weight of the world on his shoulders. And I kind of put that on Sean Payton a little bit too. I mean, he came out, this is a Super Bowl team, Bo's a top 5 quarterback. That's right or wrong. That's a lot to put on a second year guy who was very good as a rookie. He wasn't great, but by rookie standards, he might have been great. I think that Bo didn't forget how to play football overnight. I think that there's been a lot of teams, well, all the teams actually, have an entire offseason to study up and figure out what Bo liked and what Bo didn't. So they adjusted to him in the offseason, and I think it's going to be on him and Sean Payton to adjust back the other way, start figuring out what they can do, what they have to work on, because this league is too smart to just stand pat and say, I was good one year, I'll be the same the next. I mean, defenses are going to adjust. So he's going to have to adjust back. I think, like I said, that's both on him and Sean Payton. And then, if I'm kind of trying to give him a little bit of a pass, they tried to help him out with getting a running game and a tight end. And I would say that they have the running game, but Sean Payton doesn't lean on it enough. I mean, he's still not necessarily taking a whole lot of pressure off of Bo with that running game. I mean, he's a little bit more in the Chargers game, but I'd like to see even more tonight. And then, and I think we've talked about this stat on your show, but every single one of Sean Payton's top 10 offenses, going all the way back to New Orleans, had a tight end that was, the tight end position was always pushing 1,000 yards. And they went out and got Evan Ingram, who I thought was a good signing, but also one of those kind of risk-reward things. They were probably able to get him because he has an injury history, and so far that injury history has kind of played out. And so Bo still doesn't have a tight end weapon, which I think is, a big part of Sean Payton's offense when it's a Sean Payton offense that's really clicking. And that's kind of one of those just unfortunate things that Evan Ingram hasn't been the weapon that either Bo or Sean probably thought he was. And I think if you do have a full strength, fully healthy Evan Ingram, you have an entirely different weapon, and I think Bo's numbers will look a little bit different.
Doug Ottewell from Monday Night Football tonight. Broncos-Bengals coming up. MileHighSports.com for Doug's work. So this is a must-win. I mean, you say, week 4 here. It's a must-win because the Bengals have a backup QB. They just got blew out by the Vikings. This is why it's dangerous to me. I didn't bet on this because I'm like, Broncos favored by 7.5. Okay, yeah, they should go out and do that. Teams always bounce back after bad performances like the Bengals had. What do you think happens tonight?
I think the Broncos win. I think they win big. I think, we go back to what this team's identity really is, which is and should be a really, really good defense. And so I think just that alone makes it extremely problematic for the Bengals not having Joe Burrow. I mean, you're asking a backup to go up against one of the best defenses in the league with their backs against the wall at home in a really, really loud, fired-up environment. And that's a big ask. So I think, first and foremost, I think the defense almost keeps them out of the end zone altogether. But I also think, this is a team that's a little bit better than their record. Their backs are against the wall. Sean Payton's talked about simplifying things all week. So I think you come out and see a pretty clean performance. And they know it's a must-win, too. I would actually be pretty concerned if the Broncos were cruising along and Cincinnati came to town, kind of, this Joe Burrow-less thing, and I could see the Broncos overlooking them. But because they're, kind of in a dire position, I don't think they overlook this team at all. I think they come out and take advantage of the fact that they're not facing Joe Burrow and get a win tonight.
Broncos trying to stay in the AFC West race. Chiefs win yesterday. What do you think of the Chiefs taking care of Baltimore? Lamar Jackson not himself, a little banged up. What did you think of the Chiefs yesterday?
Well, the Chiefs just sent everybody a quick reminder that they're not quite dead yet, you know? I mean, yeah, Lamar Jackson doesn't look like the same guy right now, and Baltimore's defense is definitely soft, but, you know, about this time you go to count Patrick Mahomes out, he goes out and shows you, oh, yeah, I'm still Patrick Mahomes, and I've been to all these Super Bowls, and we've won all these division titles, and we didn't go anywhere. I mean, people have been trying to write the Chiefs off for years, and one of these years they'll be right, but they kind of gave us reason to think that maybe we're not right again this year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That was a big win for the Chiefs yesterday, dominating. All right, Doug Ottewill in tonight. We're getting set for Monday Night Football. Follow him at D. Ottewill on X and Mile High Sports. Doug, appreciate you, man. Thanks.
All right, Nate. Talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot. Doug Ottewill from Denver. Broncos Bengals coming up. Doug Ottewill, MileHighSports.com, live from Monday Night Football. Listener text coming in. 605-720-1067. How you text the show. Listener text. Do you think Sean Payton would be stubborn enough if he realizes that Bo Nix has hit a ceiling, but he'll just stick with him, even if he realizes Bo can't win a Super Bowl? Oh, yeah, for sure he'll stick with him. I mean, there's no going back now. I mean, I thought the Denver media last week was crazy. Oh, maybe he'll go to Jarrett Stidham. Maybe he'll try Stidham. Are you guys nuts? I mean, I seriously wonder sometimes what people think. Sean Payton will go down with Bo Nix till the end of time. That will not ever change. So Sean Payton he selected Bo Nix, and he's going to go with Bo Nix to the end, whatever that end is. And I'm not telling you it's a bad ending yet. Well, I'm just telling you, whatever the ending is, even if Sean thinks it, even if he thinks it, maybe Bo Nix isn't as good as I thought, he will go with Bo Nix to the end. And that's the end of that. Mike McFeely's on next on the Nate Brown Show. A lot to cover with Mike from the FCS. Is USD in big trouble? Mike McFeely covered the game. North Dakota State, USD on Saturday. Columnist from Inforum coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Save big money on your next painting project at Menards. Revolutionize your space with Pittsburgh's Revolution Interior Paint and Primer in one. It offers game-changing stain and scuff resistance in just one coat, making it perfect for any room of your home. Save big money on Revolution Interior Paint and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Stock up and save on the toughest filters in the business during Wix Filters sale days at your local Auto Value Parts store. Not only will you get the best deal of the season on our very best filters, but you'll also find deep discounts on oil, fluids, grease, batteries, and more. Upgrade your filters during Wix Filters sale days at your local Auto Value Parts store. See store for official sale dates. Auto Value. We've got the parts. We've got the smarts.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson, McPherson Auction Company. Today's online-only auction. We are selling items located in Hill City, South Dakota. Household items, furniture, collectibles, guns, ammo. Here's a PJ dump box trailer, bumper pull, a single-axle 8x12 utility trailer, a very nice 2002 Toyota Tundra pickup, 2006 Ford Escape, and a 2020 Ford Escape SEL. A 2019 Kawasaki Mule in very nice condition. Final auction preview today from 3 to 5. The auction begins to close at 6 p.m. For more details and to bid and buy, go to McPhersonAuction.com.
As summer winds down, the savings are just heating up at Spearfish Motors. We've stocked up on pre-owned trucks, from hard-working heavy-duty diesels to light-duty pickups that fit every budget. Need an SUV for your fall adventures? We've got a great selection. Every size, every budget, and price below market. All locally sourced, locally trusted, and backed by the hometown team you know. Don't let summer end without a great deal. Visit Spearfish Motors today or shop anytime at spearfishmotors.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back in. Good stuff tonight. The Nate Brown Show Monday edition. 2 hours thought-provoking sports talk from high school to college to the pros. Got you covered. South Dakota Sports Talk Show on Fox Sports Radio. If you missed parts of the show, some of the guests, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. You can hear every guest right there, every segment, so you can get it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. Search The Nate Brown Show, and you've got this show. Tonight, we had a live report from Monday Night Football in Denver with Doug Ottewell moments ago. Broncos-Bengals coming up. Jason Andera talking high school football in South Dakota every Monday. He was on, and Brian Noe hitting the NFL in Week 4 from Fox Sports Radio. Now let's go college. FCS. North Dakota State just pounded USD 51-13. I saw USD fans losing it on Saturday on social media. Mike McFeely covers the Bison and more for Inforum.com, columnist, Inforum.com. Mike, good to welcome you in. How are you?
I'm doing well, Nate, and I want to compliment you on a tremendous radio show that you do for the state of South Dakota. You really, in all honesty, you do a great job. It's fun to listen, and it's fun to be a guest of your program. So great job.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on. By the way, I would call you one of my A-listers, Mike, one of my A-list guests.
Wow.
So thanks for contributing the way you do. Let's go to this. USD, I'll just ask your perspective. How much trouble is USD in?
I think they're in a lot of trouble. They're going to win some games because there's teams even worse than they are. Murray State, Indiana State are terrible. Northern Iowa's not good. But what was interesting on Saturday to me was as the game got closer between South Dakota and NDSU, I kind of waffled on my belief, and I just couldn't believe that USD was as bad as I thought they were after watching most of the Lamar game and most of the Northern Colorado game, and that's honest, and much of the Iowa State game as well. And I had kind of formed my opinion about the Yotes based on those three games, and didn't think they were very good just from the eye test. The little I know about football, I kind of went, I just don't think they have anything this year. But I kind of backed off a little bit as the Bison game got closer. But from the get-go on Saturday, I was regretting that I backed off at all because USD, Nate, is unfortunately for them and their fans, is nothing like they've been the last couple of years. And certainly part of it is the portal. You can't discount the, 5 or 6 All-Americans or whatever it was they lost in the portal. but you look at the graduations as well, and then a couple of injuries they've had this year, in fairness, and they just are a sheet 324, and that game was not an accident. It was not, a couple of misplays. It was not a fluke. North Dakota State's really good, and USD, to the point of what we're talking about today, is really not very good. They're slow. They're much smaller than they have been, and they just don't have the weapons offensively or the studs defensively that they've had the last few years.
Now, this is what I want to find out. And I think Yote fans, they were going crazy on Saturday. Like, I can't believe this. People are saying this is unacceptable. Somebody said I'm turning it off. I mean, I just see in reaction live. The Yote fans know we were really good the last couple of years. Really good. They wanted to keep growing and keep building. They lose a bunch of players. You just went over that. But it feels like they're not close to where they even were. I'm talking recently in the past 10 years. It's not like they were awesome, but they were pretty competitive usually. Are they off from that?
I had somebody who knows the Missouri Valley Conference really well text me on Saturday at halftime and say that the Streveler era Coyotes were significantly better than what was on the field on Saturday.
Okay.
And so, and part of that is that Chris Streveler was so darn good and could do so many things, but they just had more players. And I mean, it was not good. It was not good. And you can try to spin it how you want to spin it. You can try to say that, well, it was a bad day. Well, there's just not a lot there.
All right.
Right now. And their offensive line, and Tim Polasek said this after the game, he said their offensive line is okay. I mean, they might be all right. But, boy, defensively, there's just not a lot there.
How does this play out for Aiden Bauman? Great quarterback, and now comes back and ends up in a really tough spot. How does this affect him?
Well, I mean, let's keep it somewhat in perspective here, is that the playoffs, as Jim Moore would say, are not necessarily out of the picture. I mean, I know that's not what Coyote fans want to hear, because they want to hear about getting to the semifinals, and Aiden Bauman talked openly about coming back to take that next step and finish the job. I know that's not realistic. They're not going to win a national championship. They're not going to get to the semifinals. They may not get to the quarterfinals, but the playoffs are not out of the picture simply because of what I talked about on your first question, which is there's a lot of bad teams in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. And so they get UND at home. I think UND, to my eye test, looks better than USD. And they get South Dakota State at home. And to my eye test, SDSU looks a lot better than USD. So, Aiden Bauman probably had options to go other places. Could have entered the portal after all the guys left in the spring. In fact, I was told again by somebody who knows the conference well that Aiden did not. Playoffs. I mean, the next 3 games, if they win them, they'll be 5-3, and then you kind of hope the next 4 games maybe you split them and go 7-5 and hope to get in that large bid. But I just don't think the Yotes are going to go much beyond the first or second round.
Mike McFeely on tonight, columnist Inforum.com, talking NDSU USD. That was a tough one on Saturday. You say NDSU is really good. You've seen the Bison a lot over the years. How good?
The biggest question that they had coming in was their quarterback. And I would say right now their quarterback, Cole Payton, is the front runner for the Walter Payton Award. He accounted, I believe, for 375 yards of total offense on Saturday. The question was whether he could throw. He can throw. Hasn't been a lot of adversity so far for Cole Payton, but he can run, he can throw, He looks really comfortable. He's big. He's strong. He can drop a dime, as they say, when he needs to. He can take off and run it when he needs to. Their offensive line is gelling together. They have the best receiving core in FCS. Excuse me. Their running game is not what it once was, but I don't know that it needs to be. And their defense, Nate, as I've said from the first or second game, I said I think their defense is better than it was a year ago. They're faster. They are extremely strong on the defensive line, and they have more depth in the secondary. So they're a legit outfit. I'm not saying they're going to win every game. South Dakota State's going to be a big test. UND is going to be a big test. Illinois State on Saturday might be a big test. But I don't think so, but they might be. But I think NDSU is pretty good. I think they're the clear team to beat at this point of the FCS.
Mike McFeely joining us after the NDSU route of USD, and you just referenced it, Illinois State. I see some people putting Illinois State in their top 6 in the FCS.
Yeah, we'll see. They struggled with North Alabama. I know that. They gave up 30-some points to Eastern Illinois. And you can't always look at comparative scores. That's a dangerous life to live. But we'll see. There's been some pretty good Illinois State teams, including last year, that NDSU ran off the field in normal. So we'll see. NDSU's defense is really good, man. They are moving around. And I know the final was 51-13, but really it was a 51-3 game. USD had their starters, including Aiden Bauman, by the way, in the game, the entire game against NDSU's 3rd and 4th string players. And so it was, for all intents and purposes, a 51-3 game. But Illinois State, they've moved the kickoff to 6 o'clock in normal. They have some good players. They have a returning quarterback, and I from what I've seen of Illinois State, I don't know if they have the speed they need to compete against the NDSU, and I don't know if they're going to have the boys up front. But we'll see. They're going to pull out all the stops. They're doing the weird kickoff thing, I think, to try to, kind of throw a wrench in NDSU's routine. We'll see how that works out. But so far, through 4 games, and I know they haven't really played anybody, as I said earlier. I know that they haven't faced the adversity, but NDSU is looking as good as ever.
Mike McFeely joining us from Inforum.com. Great columnist there. Mike, always appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Nate. Appreciate it.
Appreciate your time. Mike McFeely on tonight, courtesy of the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline from Fargo. Columnist for Inforum.com. Who's hot and who's not? Oh, there's a huge basketball stat representing some South Dakota greats that you need to hear coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Text scams continue to rise, and victims who have lost money to these scams continues to increase. Consumers cannot rely on a text message to be truthful. If you receive a message regarding a fine for missing jury duty, your utilities being shut off for non-payment, toll road fines, or you've won a sweepstakes, these are scams designed with an urgency and the need to send money now. Do not respond to these texts, and you should contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986. That's 800-300-1986 for the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division.
Western South Dakota's largest selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs is at Danny Menho Rapid Chevrolet. Over 350 to choose from. GMC, Ram, Ford, Jeep, imports, Chevys, GM certified pre-owned, 24 different manufacturers, all with Danny Menho discounts. If you want it, we have it, or our friendly staff will find it for you. Buyers on site offering top dollar for all trade. Financing available on the spot and all credit applications accepted. See us at Danny Menho Rapid Chevrolet or DannyMenhoRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 58. Tonight, under mainly clear skies, southerly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Ample sunshine expected tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 89. Tomorrow night, 60. Dry with temps well above average Wednesday and Thursday, and highs from the low 80s to the upper 80s. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, it's 81 degrees.
Attention sports parents and ballers of all ages, Rapid City has a new sports facility that you have to check out. E3 Sports Complex on East North Street, featuring 4 full courts for basketball and volleyball. E3 Sports Complex is here to serve the community and wants all athletes of any age to come and experience expert training, coaching, and the opportunity to unlock your athletic potential. Memberships are available now. Come to play at E3 Sports Complex. Learn more at e3sports.org.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear. Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, let's do this on a Monday night. Who's hot and who's not on the Nate Brown Show, brought to you by our friends at the Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet, your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. Great supporters of youth sports in their communities and the best buffet in town. Pizza Ranch tonight. Who's hot category has to go to the South Dakota sports story that's big, and it's like under the radar. I mean, I'm gonna do my best to highlight this, but let's just start it off. Sioux Falls native Nate Tibbetts, the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, is in the WNBA Finals. So Tibbetts, long history in South Dakota. He's a Sioux Falls guy. He's got the Mercury in the WNBA Finals. And then tomorrow night, Rapid City's Becky Hammond, a regular in the Finals. She's one win away from being in the WNBA Finals. So if the Las Vegas Aces win tomorrow, you got Rapid City's Becky Hammond against Sioux Falls' Nate Tibbetts in the WNBA Finals. That is quite something for the state of South Dakota. However, I'm rooting for the Fever tomorrow night. Sorry, Becky. Sorry to tell you. I'm rooting for the Fever. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category, Matt Rule, Husker head coach, was in South Dakota last week. It was a bye week for the Huskers. He was in Pierre, South Dakota. He was on the Pat McAfee show, and they asked him, hey, where are you at? You're in South Dakota. He said, yep, I'm in Pierre, South Dakota. Matt Rule said Pierre, South Dakota, while he was in Pierre, South Dakota. That's a big L, guys. That is a big L for your coach to not know when he's in Pierre, South Dakota. It's not Pierre. I mean, that just shows you, coach, got to get out a little bit. We're right up here, just a little north, right up there. You know, it's Pierre, South Dakota. And if you are recruiting in Pierre, South Dakota, you might want to know you're in Pierre. You can't do the Pierre like you're from L.A. You can't do the Pierre thing. All right. Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show. Appreciate you. Great guest lineup tonight. Brian No, Jason Andera, Doug Ottawa from Denver, and Mike McFeely. The Nate Brown Show podcast has it all from high school to college to the pros, and we're back better than ever tomorrow. The Nate Brown Show podcast going up now. See ya.
It's the geometry teacher who mans the ticket window.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before